Welcome back to Business Office Specialist. In today's video, we're going to begin using some of the apps inside the Google Suite. But before we do that, we need to make sure that you're logged in. You can tell if you're logged into Google by going to the Google homepage. In the upper right-hand corner, if you see your account icon, you know that you're logged in. If instead you see a sign in button, then you'll need to sign in first. Once you're signed into Google, you can access all of the apps available inside of the Google Suite by clicking on the Google Apps icon. Some people call the Google Apps icon the waffle icon because, well, it looks like a waffle. You can find the waffle icon, or Google Apps icon as it's officially called, by looking just to the left of your Google account icon in the upper right. It looks like a grid of 9 squares. So we're going to click on that Google Apps icon and see a whole list of the different apps that are available to us inside of the Google Suite. For today, we're going to begin by looking at the Google Drive. So let's click on Drive. Google Drive is a storage center for all of the files that we'll be using within the Google Suite. You can kind of think of it like a flash drive just for you out in the cloud. It's a place where you can store all of your different documents and files and access them from any computer, anytime, anywhere. It also means that because they're out in the cloud, you can share them with other people very easily. Those are some of the advantages to Google Drive. Now, Google Drive does have limited storage space with its free version, but it's more than enough room for what we're going to be doing in this course. Now, if you've used the Google Suite before, you probably already have some files inside your Google Drive. This is a brand new account for me, so it's pretty empty right now, but it's going to get cluttered really fast. When you have a lot of files inside your Google Drive, it can get hard to find the information that you need quickly. That's why I recommend when you're working with Google Drive to be sure to create folders to help organize your information. So that's what we're going to start with today. Let's go ahead and create a folder for our Business Office Specialist course where we can store all of our files related to this course so they don't clutter up the rest of our drive. To create a new folder, we're going to go up to the New button in the upper left. It's got a giant plus button on it. Right here. And you can see folder is the first option, but down below we have the ability to create new files for all of the different Suite apps that we're going to be using later on. For now though, let's go ahead and click folder. Let's go ahead and call this folder BOS for Business Office Specialist, since that's the name of our course. And then click create. So now I have this folder, and you may already have some folders inside your drive. As you begin using your drive more and more, you're going to get a lot of folders that help you organize your information. Sometimes it gets hard to find your folders in that sea of many folders. One of the ways that we can help with that is by changing the color of the folder. So let's go ahead and change the color of our Business Office Specialist folder to make it easier to find. So we're going to click on the folder. It should be grayed, indicating that it's selected. And then we're going to click on the Other Options icon. The Other Options icon looks like a vertical column of 3 dots on the right side of the icon menu at the top, right here. Inside of this, you've got all of your other options available, and one of them is called Change Color. So if I click on Change Color or just hover on it, you'll see a whole option of different colors that we can use for our folder. Let's go ahead and make this folder blue. So we're going to choose the option called Rainy Sky. And if you want to know what the colors are officially called, if you just hover over it and leave your mouse there for a second, the name of the color will pop up. And you can see that now my folder is blue. And you can use these colors to help organize your folders and find them quicker. All right, another thing that we can do with the folders is share them with someone else. So for this course, if you're taking the course as one of my high school students, I'm going to have you share your BOS folder with me so that I can see all of your files and help you if you forget to turn something in or need a hand with one of your files. So to share a folder, you can click on the folder again, so it's grayed out again, showing it's been selected. And then on your icon menu up at the top, we're going to click the Share button. The Share button is a little person with a plus sign next to it. So click on that, and it pops up the options to share. You can just copy a link that you can drop into an email if you want to, or you can add the person up at the top. So again, if you're taking the course as a high school student, there'll be instructions inside of Canvas as to what email I want you to share this to. You would type the email up here where it says add people in groups, and then click the done button down at the bottom. And that would share this folder with that person. Now, keep in mind that if you share a folder with a person, any files placed inside that folder will automatically be shared with that person. If you don't want some of those files shared, you either need to move them to a different folder or you need to share files individually instead of sharing the folder. And we'll learn more about how to do that later on in the course. I'm just going to go ahead and click out of this. Now that we've finished setting up our folder, we're ready to begin adding files to our Google Drive. For today's example, I'm going to be adding a document using a copy link from a pre-existing shared document. In this course, most of our assignments are going to come from copy links like the one I'm going to show you today, which you'll find either in Canvas or in YouTube. When you click on a copy link, you're going to be taken to a page that looks something like this, inviting you to make a copy of that shared document in your own Google Drive so that you can edit it as your own. So we're going to click on the Make a Copy link, and that's going to create a new document in my Google Drive and then open it for me so that I can edit it. The first thing you're going to notice is that the name of the document has the words copy of included in them. You can see that in the title of the document in the upper left corner. Whenever I copy a document to my own drive, the first thing I want to do is remove that copy of text in the name of the document. So I'm going to click on the title, and that will allow me to edit the name of the document. So in the upper left, if you click on the title, it will make that field editable, and now I can change the name of the file. And I'm just going to delete copy of from the front of it so that it's now called Google Shortcuts like the original file was. If you click out of that box, it's going to automatically save the document for you. Now, if you are familiar with using Apple iWorks or Microsoft Office, then you're probably used to saving a lot because the software doesn't automatically save for you. With the Google Suite apps, they do. Every time you make a change, the software is automatically saving it for you. So you don't have to worry about going up and clicking File and Save often to make sure that things are being updated. And if you want to make sure that that's what's happening, you can look at the Save text that's on the menu ribbon at the very center, right here. This one tells me that this document was last edited about 2 minutes ago. So I can keep tabs on how often it was edited. So now that I've changed the name of this file, I'm going to close the file and go back to my Google Drive. To close a document in Google Suite, all you have to do is close the browser window that the document is in. Anytime you click on a document in Google Drive, it will open a new browser window for that document so that you can also have a tab open with Google Drive if you need to go back to that later. And remember, everything in Google Suite saves automatically as you work, so you don't need to worry about saving it before you close. All you have to do is close the browser window by clicking the little X on the tab at the top. So I'm going to close this document and go back to my Google Drive. And now you can see that the Google Shortcuts document now appears as one of the files in my Google Drive. But it didn't put it in the boss folder where I wanted it. Remember, all of the documents for this course are going to go in the boss folder. Whenever you copy a shared file into your own drive, it's always going to place it in the main window. We don't want it there. We want to put it in the boss folder. So the next thing we're going to do is move the Google Shortcuts document into my boss folder. To move documents into folders, the easiest way to do that is to move your mouse over the document, click and hold the left mouse button, and then drag the document up into the folder where you want it placed. And then when you release the mouse button, while the document is hovered over the folder, it will drop it into that folder. So now Google Shortcuts has been moved into my boss folder. If I double click on the folder, it will open it and I can see the documents that are inside. Once you start moving into folders, you will see the folder tree at the very top of Google Drive. So here I have my main drive and then my boss folder. If I want to, I can go back to my main drive by clicking My Drive, and that will take me back in. So as you start layering multiple folders inside of each other, that folder tree can be very handy to get you in and out of different layers of folders that you're navigating through. So in today's video, we learned how to access and navigate Google Drive. We also learned how to create folders and edit them and use them to organize our files and information in a way that makes it easier for us to find. To learn more tools and features in the Google Suite family of apps, check out more of my videos on YouTube or visit ToriNorman.com.